What is up, gangsters? Welcome back to the Squares and Circles podcast, where together we navigate the twists and turns of this wild journey from teenagehood to adulthood. I'm your host, Ellie, and today I'm a bit ill, hence why my voice might sound a bit weird, because I've got a really blocked nose. But I'm still really gassed to be back with another episode for you, although today I'm a bit sad because this is the last episode of the season. I will be taking a little break after this, but don't worry, I'll be back with more episodes that will be better quality, better value, and maybe even some guests. I don't know. Who said that? I don't know. So get excited for that. For now though, enjoy the episode. Okay, I can talk. Enjoy this episode and don't forget to follow my social media at Squares and Circles Pod so that you can be the first to know when season 2 comes out. And also I will still be active there. Sorry if you can hear this playing. I'm not stopping because I've been trying to do this intro for ages. So yeah, follow me on social media because I will still be active on my Instagram and my TikTok and on all of my socials. That is on my socials. I don't know why I had to clarify. Anyway, yeah, follow me there and also you'll know when season 2 is coming out. So anyway, let's get into the podcast. This week's episode is going to be a bit different. I thought it would be good to do a little season review and remind you of all the biggest and most important lessons that we've learned throughout this season, because we've learned a lot and there's a lot of things to take away from each episode, so I thought if I put them all at the end of the season, it'll be a bit easier to digest and a bit easier to take away. So, let's get into it. Lesson 1. Everyone knows this already, but adulting is hard. Adulting is undoubtedly challenging, and it's a misconception that it needs to be easy for you to be considered a competent or successful adult. From managing finances and building a career to maintaining relationships and handling daily responsibilities, adult is filled with a whole lot of obstacles. Let's start by talking about finances. So many of us young adults may find managing their money to be one of the most daunting tasks. Not me though, I'm super rich and super successful, but no, I can't even pretend. Creating and sticking to a budget, understanding taxes, dealing with student loans, and saving for the future are all complex tasks that often aren't taught in schools, and this can lead to feelings of inadequacy when things get tough. However, it is important to remember that everyone is learning and struggling with these issues at their own pace. Career building is another big stressor when it comes to adulthood. And the pressure to find the right job or excel in your role and make strategic career moves can be really overwhelming. And I think it's normal to feel uncertain and experience setbacks and challenges and obstacles because, you know, you're learning, you're growing. Like, you can't expect yourself to have it down from the start. And if you do, then good on you. But for the most of us, not going to happen, love. But what matters is you keep going and you take your lessons from each experience that you do have and use that to then better yourself and improve your future. I feel like this isn't really spoken about as like a thing that's hard about adulting, but I don't know, maintaining relationships is a big part of being an adult, and as we grow older, friendships evolve and maintaining connections requires effort as we become busier with all of our other priorities like our career and our finances and, you know, our relationships, our romantic relationships. Oh, sorry, I can't really breathe out of my nose, so I can't. Anyway, balancing time between work and family and friends and all of these things and your hobbies and whatever, it can be so hard, and so it's okay to struggle with maintaining your relationships. And also, although it's sad, it's okay to acknowledge that not all relationships are going to last forever. People are with you for a time, and when that time's done, it was nice while it lasted, do you know what I mean? But they're not going to serve you. Not everyone is going to serve you for your whole life. And I don't mean serve you as in, like, people are in your life to give you something, but I don't know. I don't really know how to explain this without sounding horrible, but, like, people teach you lessons, and they do give you something in a way. Like, they give you, I don't know, like a nice outlook on life, or a fun time, or whatever that relationship gives to you. Then Like, I don't know, it's just not going to serve you. Not all of them are going to serve you for your whole life. I hope that makes sense. Because it does to me. I think as well, another thing that people don't really talk about when it comes to like adulting is hard is just handling daily responsibilities like cooking and cleaning and household, tasks, and just anything around like your work and making money and prioritizing your future and doing your hobbies and your self-care, blah blah blah. Like all of this like mundane stuff that nobody really wants to do. Like it can all feel a bit overwhelming with everything else that's on your plate. And the key here is to find systems and routines that work for you. And it's okay to seek help or delegate tasks when necessary. And it's also okay, I think, to leave the washing up for a few days. If you don't have time, if your next chance to do the washing up is going to be like 3 days from now, do it 3 days from now. Don't stress yourself out about it. Just leave it to soak. You'll be alright. I don't think it's that deep. Like, as long as you're like not using, if you live with other people, as long as you're not using their stuff, like, it's whatever. Why is it that deep? It's not that deep. I do my washing like, well, I do actually do it once a week because now I have only 2 work shirts. But I used to do my washing like, once every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, once I run out of pants, basically. But I think that's okay because that's all I could handle at the time. So, you know, you don't have to do it all the time like everyone makes it out that you should. Like, just do what you want, basically. You're an adult. You can do what you want. It's crucial to recognise that if people appear to have it all together, they are likely just good at hiding their struggles. Social media often exacerbates this illusion as we only see the highlights of other people's lives, and recognising that everyone is facing their own battles helps to reduce the pressure that we put on ourselves to have everything figured out. It's okay to find things difficult and to seek help when we need to, and this understanding fosters a more compassionate approach towards ourselves and towards others. Lesson number 2. Change is inevitable. Change in adulthood is inevitable, whether it's moving to a new city, starting a new job, ending a relationship, or any other significant life transition. Even when change is welcoming and brings new opportunities and it's exciting, it might still be a bit hard to adjust. Let's talk about moving. Relocating to a new city or even a new country can be exciting, but also incredibly stressful. It involves not only physical relocation, but also emotional and mental adjustments and probably social adjustments and like maybe work adjustments, like all of the adjustments really. You have to adapt to a new environment, make new friends, establish a new routine, and it's normal to feel homesick and out of place initially. Give yourself time to settle in and gradually build your new life. Starting a new job is another major change that we will all go through. It comes with new responsibilities, new colleagues, a new environment, a new commute, new things to learn. And the learning curve can be steep, and it's common to feel overwhelmed at first. Remember, it's okay to ask for help and take time to learn and adapt. So, sorry. Wow, my voice is going, I think. Okay. Tea break. Okay, I had some peppermint tea and my voice still sounds dreadful. Anyway, ending a relationship, whether it's with a partner, a friend, or even a job, can be one of the most challenging changes to navigate. It often comes with a sense of loss and requires a period of grieving. Allow yourself to feel those emotions and understand that it is a process, and these people or things, whatever you've lost, well, quote unquote, lost, has been a big part of your life for the past however long. And so changing and adapting to that, especially if it's a change that you didn't want, so if you were broken up with or you were fired or something like that, like that's going to be so difficult because you weren't able to prepare for the change. Just be kind to yourself, love. Be kind to yourself. During all of these periods of change, it is essential to be gentle with yourself. Don't set unrealistically high expectations or pressure yourself to adapt instantly. Acknowledge that feeling overwhelmed or stressed during times of change is normal. Allow yourself the time and space to adjust and seek support from friends, family, or even professionals if you need to. Understanding that change is a part of life and learning to navigate it with self-compassion can be difficult, but it does make the process a lot less daunting. So give it a bloody go. Lesson number 3. Healing is crucial. Healing is one of the most significant and rewarding things that you can do for yourself. Living with unresolved trauma or emotional wounds can cause immense stress, sadness, and impact so many aspects of your life negatively without you even realizing. While avoiding dealing with these issues might seem like the easier option, true healing, though challenging, as I mentioned, is ultimately the path to freedom and true happiness. And it is actually the easier, well, it's not the easier path because ignoring it, you don't actually have to do any of the hard work. But it is the easier path in terms of like the path to happiness. Unresolved trauma can manifest in so many ways, including anxiety, depression, relationship difficulties, and even physical health problems. It's important to recognize the signs and understand that seeking help is a brave and necessary step. Therapy, support groups, and self-help resources can be incredibly beneficial in this journey. I have found self-help books to be particularly helpful in this, as it also forces me to read and spend time away from social media. God, I cannot breathe, so soz. And as well, also spend time reading, makes you spend time with yourself in a way that's relaxing and productive, so you just feel really good. I am currently reading How to Do the Work by Nicole I forgot her second name. The holistic psychologist, basically, on Instagram. And it's really interesting because she talks so much about, I'm only like 5 chapters in or 4 chapters in, but she talks so much about how like the body and the mind are really connected, and the people that have mental health problems tend to have all similar physical health problems as well. It's really interesting. I really recommend that, especially if you've got like childhood trauma or just like unresolved things from your past. I don't know. I think it's a really good book. So far, haven't finished it, so can't really comment that much, but so far so good, baby. Anyway, working through trauma and emotional pain involves confronting difficult emotions, but the process leads to immense personal growth and relief. The journey to healing can be tough, but the outcome is so worth it. It's all about liberating yourself from the burdens of the past and reclaiming your well-being. Healing allows you to live a more authentic and fulfilling and also healthier life where you're free from the shadows of your past experiences. Also, healing is not a linear process. There'll be good days and there'll be bad days. It's important to be patient with yourself and celebrate the small victories along the way. The support of loved ones can be invaluable during this time, as always, so don't hesitate to lean on them. It doesn't have to be a solo adventure. And this process of healing might also involve so many different methods like therapy, meditation, journaling, or creative outlets like art or music, or mindfulness, or I don't really know, just talking to your friends. Whatever it is, finding what works best for you is the personal journey, and finding what works for you and then implementing that into your life daily, that's healing. It's not about rushing to the end, but it's about embracing the actual journey itself and appreciating the steps that you take along the way to become a better and more fulfilled and happier person each day. Right, lesson 4. We all know it. I talk about it every bloody week. But mindfulness is a powerful tool. Mindfulness can significantly enhance your ability to handle various life situations. If you're a regular listener, you know I advocate for mindfulness as a solution to many, if not all, problems. I think it is in every single episode so far. And that's because practicing mindfulness means being present and fully engaged with whatever you're doing at the moment. And it can be practiced in so many ways, like meditation, mindful breathing, and mindful movement, like yoga, or even Tai Chi if you're feeling crazy. Maybe I'll try that. That sounds really fun. These practices help to ground you in the present moment, which reduces stress and anxiety. And by focusing on the here and now, the present, you can better manage your thoughts and emotions because you're not thinking, how will I feel in the future? Or how, like, that made me feel like that in the past. You're thinking about your feelings now, which it just helps. Like, it sounds so simple, but simple is effective sometimes. And it also, mindfulness, I don't know why I spoke like Yoda then. It also, mindfulness, emotional regulation improves. Mindfulness also improves emotional regulation. When you're mindful, you can observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. And this awareness allows you to respond to situations more thoughtfully rather than reactive impulsively. It helps you to pause and breathe and choose a response that aligns with your values and your goals and the person that you want to be. Incorporating mindfulness into your daily routine doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as taking a few minutes each day to focus on your breath or to notice the sensations in your body. So that book I mentioned, there's like little things to do at the end of each chapter, and one of the things to do was to, throughout your day, set a reminder on your phone so when it goes off, you just spend the moment like bringing yourself to the present moment and practicing being present for like however long you can do, like a couple minutes even. But I didn't want to do that because I work quite a lot, so I don't want reminders going off on my phone all day, and also I'll just ignore them. So I wrote a little P on my wrist, P for present, so every time I look at it, and like if I was making a coffee or whatever I was doing, like serving a customer, I'd be present in that moment once I saw that P. And you can do whatever works for you. Like, you don't have to do the P, but you can set the reminder if you want. Like, you can, I don't know, whatever's going to work for you, love, really. So, yeah, just do that and practice just being present throughout your day, even if it's literally for, like, 5 seconds. Like, that's better than what you're doing now if you're not practicing mindfulness or being present at all. And you can also practice mindfulness activities doing everyday activities like eating or walking or washing dishes. The key is just to bring your full attention to the present moment, letting go of any distractions and fully experiencing what you're doing. So I think these mundane everyday tasks is quite a good one because you have to do them at some point, and if you're doing them, you might as well use that opportunity to do something productive for yourself. That's not just having clean dishes, a bit boring. But if you make it an event to practice mindfulness and improve yourself, basically, then it makes it, it probably won't make it more exciting, but I don't know, it's just a good thing to do. It's a good time to do it because what else are you thinking about during those times? You're probably usually stressing about something. That's what I used to do anyway. I used to always stress when I was washing the dishes or, like, I don't know, brushing my teeth. I'd always be like, "Wah, life is so hard." But if you then replace that with the mindfulness, then, 2 birds, 1 stone. Mindfulness can also enhance your relationships. By being fully present with others, you can listen more deeply and communicate more effectively. And this presence fosters empathy and connection, which are obviously essential for healthy relationships. And incorporating mindfulness into your daily routine can lead to profound improvements in your life, in pretty much all areas, including all the topics we have discussed in each episode of the podcast so far. It's a practice that can help you navigate the challenges of adulthood with greater ease and resilience. Hence why I'm always yapping about being mindful, being present, do your yoga, do your meditation, do your journaling, blah, blah, blah. I literally will never shut up about mindfulness. I will die on this hill. I will die for you, mindfulness. No, I wouldn't. That's like the whole point is like trying to stay alive. But I do love it very much. What a powerful tool we got. And it's free. You don't have to pay anything to be mindful. Most of these wellness things you have to pay or do a subscription or like whatever. This is free. All you need is your brain. Okay, enough about mindfulness. I think I've spoken about that enough this season. Lesson 5. Self-care is essential. Taking care of yourself is the most important thing that you can do in your life. Neglecting self-care can lead to burnout, stress, and a decline in your mental and your physical health. It's like ignoring the maintenance needs of a car. It might run for a while, but eventually it will break down. Similarly, if you don't take care of your body and your mind, they will eventually reach a point where they can no longer function effectively. As we spoke about in the self-care episode, self-care encompasses a wide range of activities and practices that contribute to your overall well-being. It includes physical self-care such as regular exercise, a balanced diet, adequate sleep, a routine medical checkup. These practices all help to maintain your physical health and energy levels. Mental and emotional self-care is equally important. This involves practices that help manage stress, maintain mental clarity, like mindfulness, it's never over, and enhance emotional resilience. Activities such as meditation, journaling, reading, or engaging in hobbies can provide a mental break and foster a sense of well-being. It's also crucial to set boundaries and say no when necessary to prevent mental health. No, to protect your mental health. Social self-care involves maintaining healthy relationships and social connections. Spending time with loved ones, engaging in social activities, and seeking support from friends and family are essential for emotional well-being. Remember that it's okay to reach out for help when you need it. You can't do it all on your own. The world is hard, life is hard, adulting is hard. You can't expect yourself to do it all on your own. Spiritual self-care, for those who are inclined, can involve practices that nurture your spirit and provide a sense of purpose and connection. This might involve, again, meditation or prayer, or spending time in nature, or engaging in activities that align with your values and belief, like volunteering or, I don't know, just being kind. I don't really know, like whatever aligns with your values, basically. There are so many ways that you need to take care of yourself, and integrating all of this self-care into a busy or tiring schedule can be challenging, but it's so crucial. Start by identifying small, manageable changes that you can make. Maybe it's taking a few minutes each morning for a mindfulness practice, setting aside time each week for a hobby you enjoy, or ensuring... Wow, glitch bloody central this week, so sorry. Not really, I can't help it, I'm ill. Anyway, I was saying, or ensuring you get enough sleep each night, and all of these small steps can add up to significant improvements in your overall well-being. If you're unsure where to start, check out my episode dedicated to self-care. I'm also planning a little mini-series on Instagram about integrating self-care into busy schedules, so follow me on Instagram or TikTok at Squares and Circles Pod to stay updated. Lesson 6. Stop comparing yourself to others. I think this is our last lesson as well, yeah. So it's an important one. Don't compare yourself, love. You're beautiful and you're gorgeous and you're sexy and you're smart and you're creative and you're intelligent and you're lovely. You don't need to compare yourself to somebody who's also those things. If you often feel like you're not enough, whether it's not good enough, smart enough, pretty enough, or any other form of self-doubt, you need to learn how to stop comparing yourself to others. Comparison is a thief of joy and can significantly impact your self-esteem and your mental health. When we feel unworthy or lacking in some way, it's easy to look at others and see only their strengths whilst overlooking all of their struggles. Social media can exacerbate this issue as it often presents an idealized version of people's lives. This constant comparison can make you feel even worse about yourself as you're comparing your behind the scenes to somebody else's highlight reel. To combat this, it's important to focus on your own journey and recognise your unique strengths and accomplishments. Start by acknowledging your achievements, no matter how small they may seem. You can write them down in a journal or keep a gratitude list to remind yourself of what you've accomplished and what you're grateful for. I do it at the end of every day when I write my little list of gratitude. I also write a list of like little wins or things I did for my future self, or, you know, just things that I should be proud of myself for, even if it was little, even if it was just like, I did yoga, or I don't know, I went on a run, I brushed my teeth even though I didn't want to. You know, just little things, like, I did it. I wouldn't have if I didn't feel like brushing my teeth over a year ago, I wouldn't have brushed my teeth, you know, but that day, I brushed my teeth and I didn't want to, but I did it anyway, so that is a win. Learn to celebrate your progress rather than fixate on where you think you should be. Everyone's path is different, and comparing yourself to others is an unfair measure of your own worth. Understand that everyone has their own struggles and challenges, even if they aren't visible to you. Another key aspect is to limit your exposure to sources that trigger comparisons. This might mean reducing the time that you spend on social media or unfollowing accounts that make you feel inadequate. Instead, surround yourself with positive influences and people who uplift and support you and make you feel good about yourself. Developing a growth mindset can also be incredibly helpful. A growth mindset focuses on the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed with effort and time. Rather than seeing other successes as a threat, view it as an inspiration for what is possible. Use it as motivation to improve and grow, but always grow at your own pace and in your own way. Practicing self-compassion is essential, something else I always bloody talk about. Be kind to yourself and understand that feeling inadequate at times is a part of the human experience. Whenever you catch yourself in the act of comparison, just gently redirect your thoughts to your own goals and your own values, and kind of reframe that thoughts, and over time that will be your natural instinct rather than comparison. You can learn more about how to stop comparing yourself by revisiting my episode on comparisons, which is episode 11, or episode 1, which addresses imposter syndrome and includes valuable insights on managing comparisons. These episodes provide practical strategies to help you focus on your own journey and build a healthier sense of self-worth. Basically, breaking free from the cycle of comparison can do wonders for your confidence and your overall well-being. By focusing on your own path, celebrating your own achievements, and practicing self-compassion, you can cultivate a stronger, more positive self-image. Instead of dwelling on what you lack, you'll be more empowered to appreciate what you have and work towards the life that you want. And that is a freaking wrap of season 1. You were great. Obviously, this isn't all of the lessons that you learn in season 1. You can go back and listen to my other episodes for more and more detail on these things as well. But thank you so much for tuning into Squares and Circles as usual. It's been so fun starting this journey. And again, don't worry about this season being over. I will be back for season 2 before you know it. If you've been enjoying the podcast so far, be sure to rate and review it on Spotify to help it reach people who might need it. Also, don't forget to follow the podcast on Spotify to stay updated on all of our latest episodes. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Squares and Circles Pod for updates and more content and advice, and to stay updated during the season break. Be sure to share this podcast with friends, family, colleagues, or whoever else might need a little extra support on their journey to adulthood. This has been Squares and Circles. Catch you in season 2 for bigger and better things. I'm so excited. Bye!